Hello and welcome back to the Cheltenham Exchange. Today we'll be previewing the Cheltenham December meeting, which has been renamed the Cheltenham Christmas meeting. I've just seen on their website, which I thought was quite interesting. Tonight I will be joined by Mr. Ian Rayner, Mr. Jonathan Evans, and Mr. Matty Luke. OJ can't be with us this evening. He's with his old man, so shout out to OJ's old man, Will. Hi, Will. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well. And yeah, so we'll get stuck in straight away with the first race of the December meeting, which is the 12:05 on the Friday, the British EBF National Hunt Novices Hurdle. And we'll go straight over to Johnny. Johnny, how do you see this race going?
Right, well, this looks quite a competitive handicap to start us off with Beat the Bat and Dysart Enos at the top of the market there. I'm interested in both of those going forward, most probably, so it'd be good to see them run. But I'm going to side with Meatloaf for Paul Nicholls. This is purely because he's already won a Class 3 race, and a couple of the ones that were in behind him there, Bally and 34:30 have both come out and won since. As for the course form, he also has ran in a Class 1 bumper here last year, where he finished second. So Meatloaf for me. Let's hope he's like a bat out of hell.
Thank you, Johnny.
Sorry, I couldn't resist it.
Ian, who do you fancy?
I haven't got much to say, which comes to some surprise to others. But I'm more interested to see how Dysart Enos runs and against the boys in this Class 3. She's getting away to a course, and also it'd be interesting to see how she runs on softer ground. A lot of her runs and wins have been on good ground, so it would be good to see how she copes. But yeah, so I'll side with Dysart Enos.
Matty, I think you're quite keen on her as well, aren't you?
I just want to see how she runs on the course, mate. That's all. There's no bet race for me. I've not had enough time to look at it properly at the moment with getting in from work and that after hour and a half ago. So yeah, just watch to see how she goes.
Okay. And Dysart Enos is one of the horses I put up to follow for the season, so I'll be sticking with her as well. But I'll also give a little shout out to one each way. Mixed Jet. I put her up in the November meeting in the bumper, and she finished third at 16-1, which I thought was pretty good. Of the horses in that race, a couple of them have actually gone on. In particular, the horse that was second has gone on and won since. So hopefully that could be a good bumper to follow. Follow some of the horses from it. So yeah, I'll put that one up as a second, as an each way. We'll move on then to the 12:40. Which is the National Hunt Novices Hurdle. No, sorry, got the wrong race. It's the Cheltenham and Southwest Racing Club Novices Chase. Johnny, where are you siding with this one?
Right, looks a bit of a tricky little race, this. But at the weights, I'm going to go with, is it Trelawney or Trelawn? I'm not sure how you pronounce that one, but he's only £1 less than Grey Dawning, but getting £3 off him. So thought that was like a bit of a thing to sort of look out for in this one. I thought there'd be a big sort of gamble on Cribilli, actually, who fell last time out behind Ginny's Destiny. A lot of people thought that Cribilli was going to win that race, but obviously came down. So obviously would also have a chance if it manages to stay up this time. But Trelawn or Trelawney, however you want to say it, is the one for me in this.
Thank you, Johnny. Ian?
I like the favourite Grey Dawning. One last time out at Haydock, beating obviously the National Hunt Chase winner, Gaillard de Minil, and Apple Away, who was in third, and she since come out and won at Leicester, I believe, today. Did have a run of 3 miles at Exeter at the beginning of November, was beaten by Stay Away Faye, and of course has come out and he's won since Sandown last weekend. And so, of course, now the Brown Advisory favourite. So I think he might be too classy for some of these. So I'll go with Grey Dawning.
I also fancy Grey Dawning as well. A friend of mine's very, very keen on him last season and followed him every race. And I've been put on for him for this year as well. So yeah, I'll be getting stuck in on Grey Dawning too. Matty, any fancy in this race?
Quite like Cribilli. I don't think he was going to win when he fell 2 out in November. I do think Ginny's Destiny probably had the beating. He's unfortunately, it was 2 out where the fall happened. We can put up £5. I think if it had been 3 out, he wouldn't have been touched. I don't think. But I think he gets a £2 swing with Ginny's Destiny in this race, and I think I'll be taking a chance on him on the weekend. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, then we'll move on then to the third race on the Friday then, the 1:15, which is the Catesby Estates Handicap Hurdle. Ian, I've got a feeling that you might be backing a certain horse of Mr. Nicky Henderson in this. Would that be right?
No, I'm actually not.
Wow. You sure?
Yeah, very. I would say I was there when Doddy the Great won at, was it Newbury or Ascot? I think it was. That he so first time out he'd been on a big long break, so he did impress me. But I wonder if the whole bounce factor could come into play here. But I'm going to take a chance on one called Willie the Builder. Has fallen behind at Cheltenham. Look Away ran superbly in the Great Wood, was beaten 2.5 lengths by Iberico Lord. I believe Camazas won a Class 1 novices hurdle last time out. He seems to jump out right. I don't know if that could be an issue or something that could have ironed out from his last race. But I'm willing to take a chance on Willie the Builder.
I'm actually also on Willie the Builder as well. I thought that performance when he was fourth behind Camzanas and Look Away was pretty good. And I'll be getting stuck in as well. Johnny, who are you fancying for this one?
Well, I'm going a little bit rogue on this one. I'm going to take a wild each way swipe on a Skytastic. He didn't show anything over fences, so he's reverted back to hurdles this season. And he had a run round here last month in the race that American Sniper won. He was well down the field, hopefully just a pipe opener. He's been dropped another £3 for that. And on a going day, he's surely got a decent chance in this each way. I mean, there was only not long ago he raced in a Grade 1, and he's won a Class 2 at Ascot as well before. In that race, he hit an RPR of 134, which is quite comparable to a lot of these. So I just think if he's on a going day, then I think he's about 18 to 1, is he? So.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, John, I think we lost you there. No, we can't hear him.
His dial-up's gone.
Can you hear us, Johnny?
Johnny?
He's trying to, isn't he? Jonathan.
Mr. Johnny.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's dropped.
Johnny?
You back, Johnny?
Oh, no, he's gone.
He's left.
He'll be back in a sec.
Piecing together here, Ian.
Must be chopping out. Come on, Johnny.
It was the one he likes, Caleb.
Who is?
Johnny.
Don't know what happened there.
Don't know. We can hear us.
Totally dropped out. I mean, the internet's still working on the train. How far did we get?
We'll start you again.
Skytastic.
What are you fancying then, Johnny?
Right. Okay. Go again.
Go again.
Right. Yeah.
What do you fancy, Johnny?
I'm going to go rogue in this and take a wild swipe each way, and that's Skytastic. He hasn't shown anything over fences so far, so they've reverted him back to hurdles. He had the run round here earlier on in the season in the race that American Sniper won, and he was sort of way down the field. Dropped £3 more for that. Hopefully it was just a pipe opener. If he's on a going day, then he might have a decent chance in this. I mean, it wasn't long ago he was in a Grade 1 where he finished sort of midfield, and he also won a Class 2 at Ascot last season. So he hit an RPR of 134 in that race, which is quite comparable to a lot of these. So I just think if he's on a going day, like I say, Skytastic each way could be decent value at sort of 18, 20 to 1.
Very nice, thank you, Johnny. I thought you ran really well actually that day when he was because he was at the front, wasn't he, for most of the race and just sort of got tired towards the end.
Yeah, so hopefully it was just a bit of a blowout and he blew up a little bit. So hopefully at that price he'll give us a run for the money.
I like it. Great stuff.
Get it in.
Matty, any fancies in this, or is this a no bet for you?
I actually agree with you and Ian.
Ooh.
I quite like Willie the Builder's run last time out. Hopefully, Harry probably tries to keep him on the inside with horses on his outside that little bit with the hanging right after when he lost a couple of places towards the end. Yeah, I think he looks all right. Then he's what is he 5-1 now? That's a fair price. I'll probably have a little win bet on him and sit back and see how it goes. Nothing to get too stuck into, but yeah, I'll have a win bet on him.
Perfect. Thank you, Matty. We will move swiftly on then to the 150, which is the Mares Chase handicap.
Skip.
I don't believe anyone has any strong fancies for this, unless Ian, have you got something?
No, I haven't. No selection for me in this race, Alex. I'm happy to move on if the guys are.
Well, I got one little I'll put forward that I've backed a few times recently. Walking Clover. She was very good in April here. She then ran in October here in the race where my mate Mozzie won, and I think she fell at the last when she was still sort of miles behind. And then she ran again in November, but she was I think she was too far back on the start. She usually likes to race at the back, but I think she was too far back and ended up staying on for third. I think she could go well at sort of an each way price. I think she's about 7-1 at the moment. So, well, you can get 7-1, but I'd have a little go on her, but nothing major for me. We'll move then on to the Veterans Handicap Chase, where Johnny's favourite horse in training is running. Johnny, are you siding with him?
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked in depth into this race, to be honest, but when I saw him, it's just got to be him, hasn't it? So, Topville bet each way for me. I've been off so many cliffs with him, and he's won a few decent races in his time. So, I think he's off, 135 now? He might have a little bit of an each way sniff in it. So, yeah, Topville Ben, the old favourite for me.
Love it. Ian?
I'm going to go with the favourite again, Lee Ligerin, if that's how you pronounce it. One last time out at Kempton, beating the favourite Danny Kerwin by 7.5 lengths. Has gone up £5 to a mark of 135, and I think it's still a nice enough weight of 10-13. I'm not so sure, but some of these others seem to want further to me and could potentially be a pipe opener. The same we're saying about Johnny's favourite, Topville Ben, Topvale Ben, could be one of them. Stall Control could be another. Lord Dominion is another. I wanted to dropping down the distance. He's purely just for the run. But nothing original, sadly, so I'll go with the favourite there, Ligerin.
Thank you, Ian. Anything for you, Matty, or not interested?
No, I mean, not at the moment. I mean, I love these Veterans chases, and I'll probably end up putting something up on Twitter with one that I like. At the moment, mate, no, I'll have to have a closer look and have a good look through. But I like Topvale Ben just like Johnny does. You think over 2 mile 4 here, could he take some stopping if he gets going in a rhythm at the front? But I won't be putting him up just yet. I'll have a good look and probably end up putting something on Twitter, one that I like.
Perfect. And nothing for me either. I'm not particularly interested in any of them. So we will move on then to the Glen Farkless Crystal Cup Cross Country Handicap Chase. Love the cross country. Ian, are you siding with your friend Diesel Delalier?
I'm not. I'm deserting the Diesel.
Wow.
I'm going to go with a horse that was second here last time out, and that is Late Night Pass. Gone up £3 to a mark of 140 since he's second here over the cross-country fences. He has experience here, and it's the same over the sort of fences at Aintree. I think with so many others, Galvin, I think, again, he's got too much weight. Interested to see how the likes of Huey Road and Millennium Window get on their first time in this sort of environment. But again, both carrying big weights. So I'll go with the horse with the cross-country experience. I'll go with Late Night Pass.
Brilliant. Johnny?
Pretty much the same as last time. Not really massive interest in this race. Just enjoyable to watch. The one thing I would say, though, is with Ian picking Late Night Pass there, Didero Vallis finished third last time in this race, behind Late Night Pass, and was only getting £3 off Late Night Pass, but this time gets £6. So I'd probably, if I was having a little each way bet on it, it'd probably be Didero Vallis each way in this race.
Okay.
Might be able to turn around the form.
I've got one I quite fancy in this. Enjoy Dalen, Kieran Murphy's. Ran in the Grand National. Has actually finished third in an Irish National. Finished 12th in the National this year. Has finished third in the Irish National previously. Clearly will handle the trip. I don't know. Sometimes when horses come over to these banks, it sort of, I don't know, get something a bit more out of them. And I'm going to take a chance that'll do it with him. He's got a nice little weight, 10 stone 9, £3 claimer as well. So, yeah, happy to take a chance at a nice double figure price. Matty, anything for you?
I agree with Johnny. Didero Valley. I'll have a little win bet. I'll take a little win bet. Bottom of handicap, 10 stone 2. Yeah, I'll take a win bet on Didero Valley. I think Johnny's spot on with finishing third last time out, and gets a little bit more weight off Late Night Pass. So 12-1, win punt for me.
Perfect. We'll move on then to the last race of the day, the 3:35, which is the Ante-Post handicap chase. Where should we start with this one? Johnny, I'll come to you.
I've not really looked at this one, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, so
I'll come to Ian then. Ian, what's your?
I didn't think we were doing this one.
I haven't got a selection, Alex. If I'm honest, could be interested to see how old Captain Morse gets on, carrying 11.9 for Mr. Hendo. But I can't say I've got a great fancy in this one, Alex. If I'm honest.
Don't worry, we'll skip it. We'll go on to the Saturday then.
Okay.
I think, is it GN Yami? How just pronounce that?
Oh, Matty's got one.
Oof.
Well, how the fuck
It's
is
number
that name?
6.
Yeah, number 6. Jen Yame, is it? The one that finished 1 1/4 lengths behind Springwell Bay at the November meeting.
Oh, good spot.
I know it was probably a cozy 1 1/4 lengths, but I think at 11-2 again, I'll have another win bet. I'm not beating around. I don't really like each ways at specific prices, so I'll have a win bet on that Jen Yame to around about 11-2. Yeah.
You could go each way, Matty. Can it be one of those muggy each ways? That,
No, I'm not messing about with that. I'll either take the chance that he's going to win or he'll lose.
Either one. Well, that's generally what happens, Matty. They do either win.
Yeah, after 11-2, though, I can't be arsed with each ways. I'd rather just go on the nose. So
fair enough. Okay, so the first race we're going to be previewing on Saturday is the 150 December Gold Cup Handicap Chase at 150 at 10 minutes to 2, Matty. Ian, who's your selection for this race?
I'm going to go with Il Rodotto. I'm going to take a chance. So always seems to run his races here at Cheltenham. Was third last time out against Stage Star, who I believe I have put up could be the Ryanair winner. He has won a Class 1 handicap chase here in January, and he had a lower mark of 139. So I wonder if that could be a factor here for Il Rodotto. See what he's carrying. 10-9, Bryony Frost on board. So he has a lot of these horses have Cheltenham experience, but he seems to have more stand suited off his running here. So I'll take a chance on Il Rodotto.
Thank you, Ian. Johnny?
Well, yeah, I'd love to see Fakir Dudery running this off top weight, but after his last defeat to Pictory back at Aintree back in April, I'm not sure how much ability he's still got now. I mean, he'll obviously need to bounce back from then because he was very disappointing, I thought, last season. So the problem is now if he pulls out and he's not declared tomorrow, then the weights are all going to change. So it's really hard to get a bit of a grip on the rest of them. And the rest of the field is full of horses that either I don't like or they fill me with a lot of disappointment over the years. So I've followed some of these way too far off a cliff. So I guess I'm just going to have to go with Fakir Dudery and just hope he runs. But or we'll find out tomorrow morning, won't we? But yeah, I'll stick with Fakir providing he goes.
Okie coke. And Matty, I know a horse that you've told us before has been plotted for a handicap. Now one of 25 over fences.
Yeah.
Are you siding with Railway Hurricane?
I am going to have an each-way bet on Railway Hurricane at 20-1. Yeah. He tends to run round Cheltenham quite well, to be honest, without winning. So at 20-1, I'll be having an each-way bet on him. The other one that I like is Fugitive. I know he finished 16 lengths behind Stage Star in November. He dropped a couple of pounds for that fourth place finish. Fugitive for me with Gavin Sheehan on board for a win. That'll be a win bet, that one.
Okay, thank you, Matty. And pretty boring for me. I'm going to stick with the favourite, Thunder Rock. As I mentioned on our last show, a good judge told me that a lot of these horses that are owned by the McNeil family are going to be £10 well in because they're no longer ridden by a certain jockey. He won last time out, and in his race prior to that, he was actually second behind That's All Right Gino, who obviously went on one of the what was the Hennessy, the whatever the Gold Cup it's called now, the Newbury Gold Cup. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Thunder Rock. I think he's just going to win. Keep it simple. Okay, so we'll move on then to the fifth race then on Saturday, the 225 Sun Handicap Chase, I think it is. Broadway Boy heads the market. Ian, where are you going with your money?
I will be going with Broadway Boy. I think it's gone up £9 since his last run at Cheltenham. Still £10.9. Really impressed me last time out. Some of these others I'm not too sure about. City Chief. Still, just he seems to want about 100 miles, let alone 2.5 or 3 miles. Melina Gale, one last time out, not too bad. 300 through 5, just doesn't seem to like winning. But say Broadway Boy really impressed me, and I expect him to go and do it again off a mark of 146.
Thank you, Ian. I'm on the same as well. Broadway Boy for me. I've put him up actually on one of our Ante-Post videos for the Browns. So if he's going to win the Browns, he needs to win this off 146. So I'm going to stick there as well. Johnny, who do you fancy?
Yeah, it depends again if the top weight stays in, doesn't it? I mean, Protectorat's in there at the minute, running off 12 stone. I mean, the one I quite like, if Protectorat stays in, will be running off 9 stone 8, which is Make Me a Believer. It's a horse I followed for a while now and very lightly raced. I still think he's got a little bit in hand after his last run. He won at where was it? Exeter, I think. Just check. Yeah, he won at Exeter last time. I think he won that quite well, but I think it's going to depend on the weights again for me, really, and if they go up or not.
Because he'd go up to 10, wouldn't he, if Protectorat stays in the race? £6 out the handicap.
Yeah, so he'd be carrying a feather, wouldn't he? Really, still. So yeah, I'll go with him, but we'll see what gets declared tomorrow for a sort of more positive selection in this race.
Thank you, Johnny. Anything from you, Matty?
I'm similar to you. I mean, I really like Broadway Boy. I was keen on him in the November meeting. If he stays anywhere around 6-1, then yeah, on the day you'll be absolutely having a little bit of a whack on him, wouldn't you? The other one I'd be interested if he gets declared. I don't know if he does because he only ran 2 weeks ago, and that's Inch House. I think there's a lot more improvement to come from him for John Joe. But yeah, I think Broadway Boy takes the beating in this if he gets into a nice rhythm out in front.
Thank you, Matty. We'll move on then to the 6th race, which is the 3 p.m. Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle, which, according to this, is a grade 2, but looking at the field, it doesn't really look like a grade 2. Johnny, who do you fancy for this?
Yeah, well, like you say, I mean, with it being a grade 2, all these horses are up in class, aren't they? I mean, I had a quick look through before. A a lot of them had won in lower class races, class 4s, 5s, etc. So it's quite hard to get a handle on it, really. But the one I'm going to go with, and this is purely based on, because he's got a lot of experience, he's been out a few times already this season. I think 3 times this season. That's Destroy the Evidence. So I think, he's got a bit of hardness about him with all those runs. So the other thing was he was behind Butch last time, or he has been behind Butch maybe the time before last. He was 13 lengths behind, but he has come out and won a class 2 at Cheltenham, hasn't he, since? So I just think that may be probably some of the better form on offer in here. So like you say, I'm not sure how many will turn up in the Albert Bartlett in March, but Destroy the Evidence for me.
I'll go with the same as well, Johnny. You've said all I was going to say, so yeah, I'll go with Destroy the Evidence. Ian, Henderson Horse's favourite. Are you siding with it?
No, I'm not. I'm siding with you two guys. I've looked at this race, and Destroy the Evidence as one at top weight in a class 4. Unlike some of these, has got the distance on 3 mile or just over 3-1. That was a tick in the box. But I'm quite interested to see how Shanna Bob goes. He's a bit of another talking horse for Henderson. I believe he won about 2 mile 4, 2 mile 5 last time out. So again, as Johnny was saying, a step up in class, also a big step up in trip. Be interested to see how he goes. But I'll go with Destroy the Evidence as well with you guys.
Thank you, Ian. Matty, are you going to make it 4 out of 4?
I've got no interest, but you lads have talked me into a bet, so I'll just back Destroy the Evidence.
Well, it's a tentative 4 out of 4 then, so we're all on Destroy the Evidence. So may as well price him up to be pulled up. We'll move on then to the last race on that Saturday, which is the Mares Handicap Hurdle. Ian, another Henderson hot pot. Are you siding with her?
I want to, but I really want to, but I don't know. I'm still not sure about Lucia. It's first time at the distance. That could be quite interesting. What's the distance? It's 2 mile 4, and I think previous runs have been over 2 mile or just over. So see how she copes. Bonte, I know one of your favourites, Alex Bonte, is quite interesting. 10-8 mark of 1, 2, 3. Could be an interesting one. The other one I looked at, it may be the other. If I was to go with a Henderson horse, I'd probably maybe go with Fear to Glory. One in this distance, ran in better class races, 12 stone, and it could be the issue for her. But I might take a chance on Bonte, 5-1.
Love it, Ian. That's where I'm going as well. Bonte. She jumped like a table last year and still had a pretty good record. She's never been out the first 2. I think she's a great price, and I think she's still really well handicapped. Keep it simple. I think she just wins. Johnny, what do you think?
Yeah, I quite like another one in this, that one of the only ones that Ian didn't mention then, and that's Nurse Susan. It's good to see her back over hurdles after a disappointing try over fences a few weeks back. She's still very, very lightly raced due to an injury not long after the Mares Novice in 2022. If she runs like she did in that Mares Novice, then that would give her every chance in this race, I would think. So I think at 6-1, getting weight off all the main players, that it's a bit of a, like you say, a bit of a filthy each way, that one. So I'm quite keen on Nurse Susan in this one.
Excellent. And Matty?
Cock-a-lot.
You like what?
You like?
Yeah. Prick. Won at Kempton on the 27th of November over 3 mile by Making All. I think Rex might try and make use of the stamina of this one and go from the front again. And stamina's it's always a good thing to have stamina, especially around Cheltenham. So yeah, Cock-a-lot 7-1. I'll have a win only 7-1.
Excellent. Thank you, Matty.
To get her home in front.
Shame you can't do an each way double with Monsieur Lecoq somewhere else, Matty.
Oh.
And we'll have a quick scan through. I mean, if there's any other horses that you fancy for those first 3 races, I know we skipped them just because I'm not really sure if we're going to run. But any other fancies, Matty? I think you had one, didn't you?
Well, just one of my favourite horses is going in the 115. I was banging the drum about him going in the Grand Annual, wasn't I? Last year. And they run him in the county in the end. Yeah, ran him in the county off 147 over hurdles. I was hounding for him to go Grand Annual. He's very well handicapped over fences. I'll have a little bet. It's not been overly great, the 2 runs this year. One was a hurdle, and then he finished 9 lengths behind Boot Hill last time out over fences. But if I mark a 142, yeah, I'll have a bash on Oaken risk.
Okay, thank you. I've got one I quite fancy in the first race, the 1205. Horse called Anne Bradan Fiza. Was second in that Triumph Hurdle in November, second behind Burnett Road. Obviously, absolutely shit home up the hill. He's beaten 6 lengths. It could have been more, obviously. But, I mean, I thought it was quite a good performance. And, I think he's better than he's shown. I think it could be a very good horse. So, I don't know what the price is yet because we haven't got prices up at this point. But that's where I'm going to go. Anything from you, Johnny?
No, nothing from that. I just noticed that one of Ian's old favourites, Mr. Coffee's running in the second race.
Oh, is he?
Is that your one?
He'll still be running in fucking March if he starts.
I was just looking at this race that you were saying about your pick, Alex. That Balboa, was that the... I don't know if I should talk about him really. Was he with Mr. Harris? I'm not sure. He's got here. Is with Anthony Cheltenham. I thought he went to Paul Nicholls. Am I thinking of a different horse?
No.
Okay.
It was with Harry. It may have. I don't know.
Yeah, he was definitely with Milton Harris. He just,
Definitely was
it
with
could be
Milton.
interesting to see how he. I believe he's had a few entries recently.
Yeah, changed trainer to Paul Nicholls on the 13th of November and has changed from Nicholls to Anthony Charlton on the 11th of December.
Wow.
Interesting.
He didn't even run for Paul Nicholls. No, I just remember him having a couple of entries and not running. So he could be one to keep an eye on. So he didn't do too bad under Milton Harris, but it's see how he goes.
Excellent. We'll quickly do best bets then of the entire 2 days. Let's go to you first, Johnny. Who's your best bet for the December meeting?
I'll go with Nurse Susan actually on the Saturday.
Okay. Oh, Matty's gone.
He's back.
Matty, who's your best bet for the weekend?
Hang on, I'm trying to dial up slow. I'm trying to go back to Friday and have a look.
Dial up.
All right. I'll go to Ian then. Ian, who's your best bet for the weekend?
I will go with Late Night Pass to win the cross country.
Okay. I'll go with, in the same race as John, I'm going with Bonte because she just wins. And then it's just up to you then, Matty.
Yeah, I'll go with that one I can't pronounce.
The cocky one.
Jen Yane in the last at Cheltenham on Friday.
Okay.
Number 6, was it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment of who your best bet for the weekend is, and we'll have a look at them. Thanks very much for your time, and best of luck with your bets. Bye.